Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me for another Alfred Hitchcock Presents review. Today I will be talking about Season 4, Episode 29, Banquo's Chair, which was interestingly enough directed by Alfred Hitchcock and stars John Williams. Just wanted to give a quick update. Sorry for the delay on this video. I was having some technical difficulties with my laptop. Turns out I needed to get a new one, and now that I have it, hopefully we won't have any more of these issues going forward, but we'll see what happens. Keep your fingers crossed on that if you would like. So, we start in this episode with, it's 1903 near London. The episode's very specific about that. And we're introduced to an Inspector Brent, and we find out he's retired, but I'll get into more on that as the episode goes. He's talking to a major, and we also meet an actor named Lane shortly after that. And it turns out that Brent is setting something up, and he wants them all there to kind of play along as he's going to recreate or try and recreate a ghost from a murder that happened at the house a few years ago. We found out that a woman and her dog were killed, and the case remains unsolved. So even though Brent's retired, that kind of upsets him, and he hopes to trap who he believes is the primary suspect by hiring an actress to play a ghost of the woman. And it turns out that it's her nephew John. We learn at this point. We also learn that the major was only able to afford the house because of what happened there, which is kind of interesting. And I have to say, this first half of the episode, while somewhat interesting, is a bit long for my liking. There's a lot of setup in this episode in the first half. But at this point, we go to the next scene, and John arrives, and they're having dinner, and they're chatting, and John brings up how the murder happened a couple years ago, which is an interesting thing for him to do based on what we learn later on. So he starts hearing what he thinks is a dog, and the others play it off, saying they're not hearing anything. So the plan has started out. I believe they're getting help from someone on the outside as well. So they keep chatting, but John gets distracted as he starts seeing the ghost of a woman at this point, which I'm assuming was his aunt. And I have to say, I really like the way that Hitchcock filmed this scene as the ghost or supposed ghost, we're not really sure at this point, is done in a pretty cool way. I like the way it's lit especially. So they keep asking, they keep talking, and John asks, does anyone else see this woman? And they all play it off like they don't see anything. So John tries to keep his cool, but you can see he's really getting all bent out of shape. He's really kind of losing it over this. And eventually he just abruptly gets really upset and yells, go away or I'll kill you again, thus for implicating himself. It just kind of came out of nowhere. To John's credit, he realizes that he was tricked at this point, but it's too late. There's nothing they can do about it. So there's some kind of police officer there to take him away at this point. So then Brent and the others go to talk to the woman who was playing the ghost. They say, well done, you did a good job. We got all we needed. We got the confession. But the woman explains that she just got there, meaning that the twist of the episode is that the ghost was real that John was seeing, which is kind of a cool twist. I thought they could have done more with this. I thought maybe John wasn't really the guilty one or someone was in on it with him, but they just played it straightforward and made it a real ghost, which is kind of a different twist for the show, to be fair. But I did think the second half of the episode and the payoff were good, although the payoff was a bit abrupt, which is normally the case on this show. But overall, I thought the first part of the episode could have been shortened a bit, and the second part maybe lengthened a bit. But overall, I still think Banquo's Chair works. It's a well-acted, well-directed episode, as you would expect with Hitchcock directing it. And I would say it's worth at least a one-time watch. So I'm going to give Banquo's Chair a 3.5 out of 5. As always, thanks for your support, and thanks for watching.